Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another video. Gabi here. I am your favorite sassy big sister law of assumption coach. I'm an EFT coach, a mindset shifting coach, an LOA coach, as well as a master NLP practitioner here at Create Your Future. And you are joining me as we break down the law of assumption and how to make it work for you. If you have really and truly been trying to obtain the dream job of your life as well as wealth, then this video is for you. You're actually not going to believe this. After just one 30-minute coaching session with me, my client went from feeling stuck and undervalued in her job to manifesting her dream role with a $50,000 salary increase. And it happened in less than a month. So if you've ever doubted that one shift in your assumptions can completely change your reality, stay tuned because I'm going to break this down exactly how she did it, Neville Goddard style, and how you can use the same process to upgrade your career and your finances right now. So grab your coffee, your wine, your tea, your bourbon, your water, no judgment here, and get ready for this incredible story. Really quickly, we're giving away a free course on how to identify and remove your blocks. That's in the description box below, so go check that out. And as you all know, coaching sessions are available. I also have an amazing course. It's How to Assume Your Throne. Highly recommend it. It is step-by-step practice and guide, exactly how I'm going to break this down for you today. But it also gives you a little bit of encouragement. It helps you build those daily habits. It helps you really build your own manifestation practice. Highly recommend it. All of my clients that have purchased this just got raving reviews. They're very successful. A lot of the success stories that I've been reading the month of October have come from those classes. So go ahead and go check that out. It's in the description box below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on new content. And let's get into this. Okay, so my client came to me feeling drained. She'd been in the same role for 4 years. She felt overworked. She was underpaid, constantly overlooked for promotions. Her boss kept telling her things like, we'll revisit your raise next year. But next year never came. She actually told me she felt invisible, that she worked harder than everybody else, but it felt like she was stuck on a hamster wheel and she really couldn't see her way out. And babes, that's exactly where Neville would say she was living in the state of being undervalued. She was embodying being unseen, being stuck, being ignored. And of course, her 3D was reflecting it. So in one 30-minute coaching session, I dug in and asked her 4 very powerful questions. So the first one is, who are you in the version of you who already has your desire? She said, well, in the story right now, I'm the one who gets passed over for promotion. So in the version of me who has my desire, I would have a promotion. Great. All right. Got that checked off the box. Next, who do you want to be in that story? Well, she paused and looked at me and said, I really want to be the one who's chosen, the one who's valued, and I want to be paid what I'm worth. I want that promotion. I want the title. I want the payment. And I was like, okay, all right, let's write that down. And then I asked her, what would the end look like for you if it were already true right now? She said, well, I'd have a new job title, I'd have an office to myself, and I would have a raise, a really nice one. Okay, perfect. We've identified the tangibles that you would want in your reality that would prove to you that you already are that person, okay? The last thing I asked her is, how would you feel if it were already done? Now, I don't ask this question all the time because feelings are just a manifestation of your thoughts. So I don't ask this question all the time. But in this case, my client was really good at identifying her feelings. So she immediately told me confident, free, and respected. So as soon as she said those, her whole energy started to shift. And I could actually see this happen in the middle of our session. She started to embody being a high value professional. She did. The moment that she told herself, I would feel confident, I would feel free, and I would feel like I'm respected, she moved into a high value professional state. And she stepped out of that embodying overlooked employee state. Okay. So I gave her a very simple assignment. I said, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to set your intentions. So your new story is, I'm respected, I'm valued, I'm paid abundantly for my work, I am a high value professional. That is your new story, okay? You now have a new job title. You now have an office. You have the money that you are actually worth, right? That is what your salary is coming in as. So I want you, anytime the old story pops up, to flip it with, that's the old me. Those thoughts are from the old me. My new story is this. and to repeat back to her what her new story is. That was it. No chasing recruiters, no desperate job hunting. I just wanted her to flip back and forth between her old story and her new one. That's it. Every time the old story came up, boom, new story. Old story came up, boom, new story. Okay. Within 3 weeks of our coaching session and her doing this, her practicing, her really doing this, she got a random LinkedIn message from a recruiter for a role that she hadn't even applied for. And the description was her dream job. Remote flexibility, it was a leadership position, and a $50,000 salary increase. I'm not kidding. She went into the interview calm and confident because she already was embodying the version of her who already had this role, right? She was already embodying the version of her who was a high value professional. She told me she wasn't nervous. She felt like they were interviewing for her, not the other way around. And the hiring manager even told her, "We have been looking for someone exactly like you." A week later, she got the official offer, $50K more than her current salary. She got a signing bonus and better benefits. And really and truly, guys, when she shared this with me, she told me that it came exactly to her as she scripted, which I love that for her. This was really fun because for her, her scripting wasn't I got messaged by a random LinkedIn recruiter and I got asked, about this role, and this role was 50. Like, she did not have those details picked out. As a matter of fact, the only thing that she had picked out was that she's getting a new job title, that the leadership position allowed her to bridge the gap between execution and vision, that she was able to translate that for her teams, that she was able actually to join a team that she was in alignment with, and also that she was valued for the work that she does, that she wasn't overworked, she wasn't underpaid. She was actually worked with a perfect work-life balance for her, and that she was paid her worth. Okay. Those were the only details that we really put together for her new story. So these things that she's talking about, like how it showed up, it came exactly as the details that we put in her story. Okay. We didn't worry about, she got contacted by a recruit. Like, we didn't worry about that. We didn't put those details into her new story. We allowed it to be expansive. We allowed it to be open, right? Because again, your goddess side sees infinite possibilities and your human side only sees a handful. Okay. So let me break this down for you. First of all, I know I'm going to get so many questions about this. Why did it work so fast? Friends, time is an illusion. It's not real. So for her, it worked in a month, right? For me, it could work in 6 months, or it could work in a day, or it could work in an hour. It really doesn't matter about time because time isn't real. Okay. What's more important is how often you are focusing on the new story. How often are you returning to it? How often are you embodying it? Okay. So what did she do to embody that new story? Well, she changed her self-concept. She stopped being that overlooked employee and she started being the high value professional. So she changed the concept of who she is in a work environment. Okay. I want to be very clear about that. This wasn't self-confidence work. This wasn't trying to build herself up independently. This was, who am I in a work environment? So she changed the concept of who she was in a work environment. Neville says that man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his state of consciousness. Once she shifted her state, everything else rearranged. Once she embodied the version of her who already had her desire, who already was this high value professional, everything fell in. That's when she got contacted by the LinkedIn recruiter. That's when she had the interview. That's when she was calm and confident because she already knew she was high value. So she walked into that interview with no nerves. She walked out of that interview with an offer. Okay. She persisted in the end. So even when her 3D would show up, while she was working her same old job with the same boss, she didn't spiral. She didn't get caught in this whole, they don't value me. They don't appreciate me. Why do I always, have to do all the work? No one else does the work here. She didn't do any of that. Instead, she just reminded herself the 3D has to change if I keep taking myself to the new version of me. If I keep going back to that, the 3D has to change. If I keep going back to that, the 3D has to change. And then lastly, she lived from the end of that. She lived as if she already had the job. Okay. She lived as if the offer had already showed up in her 3D. And by doing that, she was embodying the version of her and living from the state of the wish fulfilled. Okay. Now, how do you do the same? Well, You decide who you are in this story. Are you undervalued, or are you the chosen one with options? Are you a high valued professional who's paid what you're worth? Or are you just another cog in the wheel? Like, you decide, who are you? Then set your intention. I'm valued. I'm respected. I'm paid my worth, right? Set your intentions. Decide that is your new story, okay? And then you need to flip the script. So anytime the old story shows up, anytime you have thoughts of, I'm not valued, I'm doing all the work, I'm stuck here, etc. Anytime that old story shows up, remind yourself, that's the old me. That's my old story. I'm not going to pay attention to that anymore. Yeah, I know I'm hearing it a lot because I said it a lot. So it was on rote memorization. So my body's used to it. My brain is used to telling me that story. But you know what? I'm going to choose my own adventure. And my own adventure is that I'm a high valued professional. And I'm going to keep going back to that story. I am paid what my worth. I am paid my worth. I am paid for doing my job. I am a great leader. I'm valued. I'm given an office. I'm respected. And I'm not stuck. I have the ability to move. Okay. So you persist. And then really, you just watch your offers line up, because they will. You will start getting contacted randomly by a random LinkedIn recruiter like she did. It's going to show up. It will. It has to. It has to. That is the law. Your world has to. It has to evolve. It has to evolve and change in order to reflect back to you what you are telling yourself is your truth. So, all right. That's all. If you're ready for your own success story, I've got you. Okay. Just don't forget, your dream job is just a matter of you changing your intentions and persisting in them. That's all it is. Okay. That's all it is. So drop in the comments your dream job title, drop in the comments the salary that you want for the next 6 months, declare it. Because remember, when you declare it, you claim it. Like, share, and subscribe for more sassy, no-nonsense law of assumption coaching from your favorite big sister coach. And remember, we don't do desperate, we do desired. And your dream job with that salary increase, it's already yours. All right? The second that you decided it, it's already yours. I love you, babes, and I will see you in the next one.